and through the time vortex we go. I'll leave the blade of time with you. Right, I'll make it my duty to seal it away. Well, take care. You know, guys, I'm not gonna say bye-bye. Cause this ain't gonna really be the last time we meet, right? But still, I'm gonna have to wait. A lonely 100 years. Archie. I won't be seeing you again. Clarth. Hey, don't get down over me. As I said before, I'm happy enough just to have been able to meet you guys. Farewell, Mint and Chester. Take care of yourselves. Well, time to hit the road, Archie. Chester. Are you gonna be okay? Yeah. Oh, come on. Wipe that sad look off your face. Okay. See you later. Alligator. Blade of time, take us home! And Clarth is reunited with his wife. And Archie begins the lonely journey back. She made it to the Elven village to see her mother. Oh, Chester's wants to hunt a boar. Klaus is with him. Should be fairly simple. And Mint's mother's grave. Jeez, it's been a while. I had to think about who that was. But Dhaos is dead. But he got warped away. Opening up the chance of a sequel, maybe. What do we have here? We made it back to the Yggdrasil tree. Oh, holy God. Of this holy land. Of this holy universe. I beg thee to find it within thy benevolent heart. To grant this lowly sinner thy grace. Arise, great seed. And Martel has turned Dhaos into the great seed. So it all worked out for everybody except Dhaos, who killed a whole bunch of people. But it worked out for his people who sent him. At least that's the idea. And the great seed will go and hopefully plant another tree for them. And that is Tales of Phantasia. This is an interesting game. I do like it, and I don't want you guys to think that I don't. I do like this game. I would say it's a good game. I wouldn't say it's a great game. I think there's something holding it back, and I think that something is the way that the battle system ends up. I think that at the beginning of the game, it's not that apparent, but once you start getting toward the end of the game, the battle system really starts showing its flaws, especially with the way that interruption plays a vital role in how things work for you or against you. You either have to make sure nobody is able to do something, or they're going to make sure you're not going to be able to do something. And as a result, it ends up being just a spam fest on both sides. So the battle system, I think, is something that does need work. It's not terrible by any means, but I think that it could definitely be improved. In terms of the story, I feel like the story overall was pretty good. I think that it had some problems with pacing, especially early on, where we spent a good portion of like the first half of the game getting spirits together for Clarth before we could move forward. So that has to be held against it. I don't feel that was the best use of our time, and when you're done with it, it felt like you hadn't done much, but suddenly you're, a third halfway through the game. I think that the world that they built was good. Back to the story. I feel like overall the story was good. I do like having a villain with a definite motivation, although I feel like it could have been expanded upon. I felt like it wasn't necessarily a surprise out of nowhere because there were subtle hints throughout. Dhaos kept on saying that he was trying to accomplish something, and then he started mentioning, I believe, either his people or his planet, probably his people. And so there was something to that, but it still just kind of felt like a weird time to do it at the end of the second or third final battle of the game, right? Like between the second form and the third form, or after the third form, depending on when you figured it out for real. Just kind of thrown in there kind of at the end to try to flesh it out, but we don't have all the information, and I feel like there's really a setup for sequels as a result of that. And I mean, this launched a huge franchise, so hopefully we get more answers to that as we keep on going as to what it is he was trying to do and all that kind of stuff. But overall, I think it was a good game. Like I said, not a great game. Definitely worth playing. I would recommend this version, the PlayStation version of the game. There are many different versions, but this is the one that I like because I like the cutscenes, I like the voice acting, I like the skits, I even like the titles, although I do have to say at the end of the game, rewards were sorely lacking. I had to do a lot of work in order to get very little good things out of it. And like I said, the end of the game, I think, is where the game started to struggle. The beginning and the end, but the middle part was good. So, what next? First, we rebuild our village. But perhaps when we're finished with that... Yeah, man. Well, I imagine a very lonely Archie will be around dying to see us. We'll go have a nice reunion with her. Heck yeah. May I accompany you? Of course. And away they go. Is that it? Yes, that is it. And we get the final scene here. We even get Suzu in there, even though she was optional. That is nice to see. Like I said, though, I feel like the end of the game, it did struggle with rewards. The side quests were a lot of back and forth. A lot of the quests in this game were fetch quests. I feel like it's a higher number than most games that I play. I'm used to going to a town, having to solve their problem, and coming back. But I'm not used to having to go get a thing at the bottom of the dungeon, run back up the dungeon because there's no way to warp out of it, then go back to town, and then go, okay, now get the next thing. It just felt like a series of fetch quests throughout the game. There were definitely some highlights for me, but there were some lowlights. It's a great concept. I love the idea of it, but I felt like it lacked in execution a little bit. Like I said, good game, not great game. That's the way that I look at it. But that is Tales of Phantasia. Now I can create a clear data file. A clear data file starts a new game with your monster book and collector's book data retained. Having a clear data file will also fully unlock the sound test. If you value your original data, don't overwrite it. It will be lost. All right. For whatever reason, I have to do it on slot 2. We'll go ahead and put it here. It's been a while since I've saved, but there we go. Klessa is now level 1 again. Yeah, you don't get to keep too much. New Game Plus means you get to keep the stuff that I basically have stated that I don't care too much about. I don't get to keep my money. I don't get to keep my experience. I don't get to keep too much of anything other than the monster book and the item book. And that's not the way that I want to go about it. There's nothing different about a New Game Plus, so I don't see the point in doing it. I can make things harder for myself. There's technically a new... There's a few new things, but one of the things is a new difficulty level. It's called Mania Mode. It triples the enemy HP, increases their TP, accuracy, and attack power by 50%, plus you don't get to recover TP at the end of fights anymore. So if you want to play on Mania Mode, that is available at this point. That's not something that necessarily interests me at this point. That is not something that I'm interested in. What I am interested in is Sound Mode, because not only can we listen to all of the different tracks, all of the different musics throughout, we should have... How many are there? Suzu is just her theme, right? Yeah, that's just her theme. There are 80 tracks, including Ridge Racer. Notice how different that sounds than everything else. I thought that there was more for me to do. Yes, okay, there are skits here. You can get the voiceovers. Let's stop that. You can get the voiceovers. You can get all the different narrations throughout the entirety of the game. There's a lot. You can get all 1,552 different voiceovers in the game. You can also get all the different sound effects. There are... I should just go back, because I have no idea how many there are. Let's see. Sound effects, there are 175 sound effects. There are 5 songs, and there are 258 skits. But notice that there's no subtitles or anything on that. So I can't really show it to you, because if, like me, you don't speak Japanese, I have no way of translating it for you. So there is that. But that is now available to us. We can listen to all the different skits in the game. All 200 and, 58 of them? There's so many. I have no idea. I didn't hear the word Dhaos in there, so that might not have been the one that I thought it was going to be. But that is Tales of Phantasia. That is going to do it for Let's Play Tales of Phantasia. I do plan on coming back for a few bonus videos. I have not fully decided what we are going to do in order to make that happen, but I do want to show off everything that I couldn't necessarily show off during the game itself. So there's still some work that I want to do with that. Particularly the item collection and the monster collection. For the record, if you were able to get everything mapped out in the monster book before the end of the game, and you did use the magic lens and stole from Dhaos in all 3 different forms, you won't get the title for Clarth until he rejoins your party in New Game Plus. So that's one of the reasons that it's just not that important to me to get that done. I will do what I can to show it off, but that is going to do it for Let's Play Tales of Phantasia. I've been ballerscuba. I've been joined, as always, by our champions, Kless, Mint, Chester, Clarth, Archie, and Suzu. Hope you guys have enjoyed these parts. Hope you have enjoyed this entire Let's Play. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.